And that sound usually means college football announcements are right around the corner. However, college football is done with. Welcome to the College Bowl Selection Show, where we give you the rundown on the matchups for this college football bowl season here on American Football Newz. Well, for those of you who have been living in the dark since September, college football wrapped up last week with its conference championship games, and the College Football Playoff Committee made its final selections, selecting the top 4 teams in the country to play one another for the right to earn the title national champion. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, what happens to all the other teams? Any team with a winning record is basically guaranteed a bowl game berth at the end of the season, so long as the school accepts it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that every 6-win team is going to get in. Those who had a harder time getting in or maybe played a weaker schedule might be disconsidered from the conversation simply because they don't want them to be embarrassed on a national stage. At either rate, the bowl schedule kicks off Saturday, December 15th. That's 2 Saturdays from now. And we have a plethora of games on slate for that particular day. And then it just kind of picks up until the college football playoff games themselves actually take place. And we'll go over those right now. Starting Saturday, December 15th, we have a multitude of games. The first game is going to be the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, featuring North Carolina A&T taking on Alcorn State. This game will be broadcast on ABC, and you can catch it at noon. It is our prediction that North Carolina A&T should win this game. The next game on the docket after that is the New Mexico Bowl, featuring North Texas taking on Utah State. This game can be viewed on ESPN with a kickoff time of 2 p.m., and Utah State should be able to handle themselves against North Texas. The AutoNation Cure Bowl will be on shortly after that, broadcasting at 2:30 p.m. You can catch it on CBSSN, and will feature Tulane taking on Louisiana. And again, this is the AutoNation Cure Bowl. It is our prediction that Tulane, getting their first bowl berth in who knows how long, will continue their winning ways and will beat Louisiana. The game after that, the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl, will feature Fresno State taking on Arizona State. This game will be broadcast on ABC, and you can catch this game at 3:30 p.m. It is our prediction that the Arizona State Sun Devils should be able to handle the Fresno State Bulldogs in that particular bowl game. The Raycom Media Camellia Bowl is on after that and features Georgia Southern taking on one of my teams from my home state, the Eastern Michigan Eagles. This is a game that will be seen on ESPN and will be starting at 5:30 p.m. And it is our prediction that the Eastern Michigan Eagles will make a bowl victory. The final game on the docket for that particular day is the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, and will feature Middle Tennessee taking on Appalachian State. You can catch this game on ESPN, and kickoff is scheduled for 9 p.m. It is our prediction that the Mountaineers from Appalachian State will beat Middle Tennessee. Move ahead to December 18th. That is a Tuesday. We only have one bowl game that day, and it is the Boca Raton Bowl, and features the University of Northern Illinois taking on UAB. You can catch this game on ESPN. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m., and it is our prediction that Northern Illinois, the Huskies, will be able to beat UAB in their bowl game. Move ahead one day to Wednesday, December 19th. Yet again, only one bowl game for that particular day. The DXL Frisco Bowl will feature the San Diego State Aztecs taking on the Ohio Bobcats. This game will be broadcast on ESPN with a kickoff time of 8 p.m. It is our prediction that the Aztecs will be able to hold off the Bobcats and secure a victory in that particular game. Thursday, December 20th, also has one bowl game slated. The Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl will feature Marshall taking on South Florida. This game will also be broadcast on ESPN with a kickoff time of 8 p.m. And despite the Thundering Herd's good year, I believe the Bulls will be victorious in this particular bowl game. Move ahead to Friday, December 21st. We have 2 games on the docket. The Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl will feature FIU taking on Toledo. This is a 12:30 p.m. game. This game can be viewed on ESPN and, of course, will be played in the Bahamas. It is our prediction that Florida International will be able to handle the Toledo Rockets. The next game on the docket for Friday, December 21st, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl features yet another team from my home state of Michigan. The Western Michigan Broncos will take on the Brigham Young Cougars. That game will be broadcast on ESPN, kickoff time slated for 4 p.m., and it is our prediction that the Broncos will come out victorious over the Cougar. Move ahead now to Saturday, December 22nd. This is where the bowl games will really start to ramp up. The first game that will be able to be viewed that particular day is the Jared Birmingham Bowl, and will feature Memphis taking on Wake Forest. This is a noon game that can be viewed on ESPN. Another game later that day, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, which of course will feature one Armed Force team, will have the University of Houston taking on Army. A 3:30 kickoff game, and this game can be viewed on ESPN. It is our prediction that the Black Knights from Army will be able to hold off Houston. Move ahead now to the Dollar General Bowl. This features the Troy Trojans taking on Buffalo. Another game that you can see on ESPN. This is a game scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. And don't sleep on the Buffalo, but the Troy Trojans aren't anybody to knock around anymore either. Close game, Buffalo comes out on top. That's our prediction. The game after that is a very, very late game, of course. It's going to be played in Hawaii. The SoFi Hawaii Bowl will feature the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs taking on the Hawaiian Warriors, or the Hawaiian Rainbow Warriors, for those of you who would like a blast from the past. This game will be played in Honolulu, Hawaii, with a 10:30 p.m. kickoff time, Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to check this game on ESPN. It is our prediction that the Warriors from Hawaii will be able to defeat the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. We take a break from bowl games for a little while and pick back up the day after Christmas. So Wednesday, December 26th, we will see a good number of bowl games. The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl game will feature the Boston College Eagle taking on Boise State University. This will be played in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. This is a game scheduled for 1:30 p.m. and can be viewed on ESPN. Move ahead to 5:15 p.m., a bowl game that takes place again in my home state of Michigan. The Quick Lane Oil Change Bowl will feature the Minnesota Golden Gophers taking on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Again, this game will be seen on ESPN with a 5:15 kickoff, live from Ford Field in Detroit. It is our prediction that the Minnesota Golden Gopher will get their first bowl win under new head coach P.J. Fleck. Move ahead later on, December 26th. Our final bowl game for that day is the Cheez-It Bowl. California will take on Texas Christian University. You can check this game on ESPN with a kickoff time of 9 p.m. It is our prediction that the Horned Frogs will come out on top of the Golden Bear in that bowl game. The next day, Thursday, December 27th, also has a few games on the docket. The Walk-Ons Independence Bowl features Temple taking on Duke. And no, we're not talking about college basketball. This is legitimately a football game. This game scheduled for a 1:30 kickoff time. You can catch it on ESPN. The next game after that, the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, will feature the Miami Hurricane taking on the Wisconsin Badger, live from Yankee Stadium in New York, New York. Be sure to watch this game on ESPN. It has a 5:15 p.m. kickoff time. The final game for Thursday, December 27th, the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl, will pit one Texas team, Baylor, against Vanderbilt. I watched this team live myself earlier this year against Notre Dame. The Commodores are not a team to sleep on. They're a very, very good team. They have a very, very good tight end and a good quarterback. This game is slated for 9 p.m. and can be viewed on ESPN. Move ahead now to Friday, December 28th. The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl will be the first bowl game to be viewed that particular day, and will feature the Purdue Boilermakers taking on the Auburn Tigers. This game's scheduled for 1:30 p.m. and can be viewed on ESPN. Shortly after that, the Camping World Bowl will be seen with West Virginia University taking on Syracuse University. Also can be seen on ESPN. This game's slated for a 5:15 kickoff time. The final game on the docket for Friday, December 28th is the Valero Alamo Bowl and will feature Iowa State taking on Washington State. Also, this game can be viewed on ESPN with a 9 p.m. kickoff time, and it is our prediction that the Washington State Cougar will defeat the Iowa State Cyclone. And in the Camping World Bowl, we believe that the West Virginia Mountaineer will be too much for the Syracuse Orange, and West Virginia will come out victorious. Skip ahead now to Saturday, December 29th. A lot of games to be seen that day, so be sure to set your DVRs. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl will feature two top 10 teams. Number 10 Florida takes on number 7 Michigan. This is a game that will be played in Atlanta, Georgia, with a noon kickoff time. Check it out on ESPN. Another game that will have the same kickoff time but on a different network, the Belk Bowl, will feature the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the Virginia Cavaliers. I apologize. This is a game that will be seen on ABC with a noon kickoff time. The Virginia Cavaliers should be able to hold their own against the Gamecocks, and it is our prediction in the Peach Bowl that the Gators will finally chomp down on the Michigan Wolverine and enjoy a nice victory over them. Move ahead from the noon games. The Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl features Arkansas State taking on Nevada. This is a 1:15 kickoff game and can be seen on CBSSN. And it is our prediction that Nevada will come out victorious. All right, and now the big games start to happen. At 4 p.m. on Saturday, December 29th, the first college football playoff semifinal at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl will kick off and will feature the number 2 Clemson Tiger taking on the number 3 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This is a game that will be seen at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This is a game that will absolutely blow people away. I have high hopes for this game for both teams. Both teams looking very, very good. Both teams looking like they could potentially knock off Alabama given the chance. Be sure to check this game on ESPN. It will be played at 4 p.m. The final game on the docket for the 29th is the other college football playoff semifinal, this time at the Capital One Orange Bowl. Will feature number 1 Alabama taking on number 4 Oklahoma at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. This game also broadcast on ESPN with an 8 p.m. kickoff time. Move ahead to the final day of 2018. The Military Bowl presented by Northrop Grumman will feature Cincinnati taking on Virginia Tech. This game can be seen on ESPN with a noon kickoff time. Shortly behind them, the Hyundai Sun Bowl. Stanford will take on Pittsburgh. Check this game on CBS, a 2 p.m. kickoff time. The game after that, the Red Box Bowl, will feature the Michigan State Spartans taking on the Oregon Ducks at Levi Stadium. Check this game on Fox. 3 p.m. is the kickoff time. Followed closely behind them is the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Missouri will take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, a 3:45 kickoff time, also to be viewed on ESPN. San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl will be also available on that particular day and will feature the Northwestern Wildcats taking on the Utah Utes. Be sure to check this game out on FS1, and it starts at 7 p.m. The final game for the day for 2018, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, will feature the NC State Wolfpack taking on the Texas A&M Aggies, also to be viewed on ESPN with a 7:30 kickoff time. Move ahead now to the new year. Tuesday, January 1st, features the Outback Bowl, and Mississippi State will take on Iowa in that game, a game that can be viewed on ESPN2, noon kickoff time. The VRBO Citrus Bowl will feature Kentucky taking on Penn State. The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl will feature number 11 LSU taking on number 8 UCF. The Rose Bowl game will feature number 9 Washington taking on Ohio State. And the All-State Sugar Bowl will feature number 15 Texas taking on number 5 Georgia. And we thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Be sure to watch your favorite bowl game featuring your favorite team and check us out later on for more NFL updates.